What's up, everybody? Chris back from CTJ, the Slain Elites, bringing you guys another deck profile here today. I wanted to bring you guys my version of the Gotenks leader. I think this leader is extremely good. Currently, right now, he is better than a lot of leaders in the game. He has a lot of good matchups. This deck draws a ton, and this deck only gets better with time. So certain cards I don't have in this deck right now, like some of the draft box stuff. But I think where it's currently at right now plays almost like an aggro sort of Gotenks deck, which I know that's how the deck, your turn 3 or your turn 4, whenever your Awakened turn is, you're going to slap down at least 2 Gotenks. That's kind of the goal. We'll kind of show you what I have here. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you guys check out the deck listing and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. We're getting closer to 500 subs. I can't believe we're even that close. That's all thanks to you guys. I appreciate all the support. Continue to give us feedback, different video ideas, different deck ideas. Just keep sending it to us. And yeah, so with this leader here, he is basically the old Broly leader that got errated, where he's able to attack, take 1 life, and if you do, you draw a card. So you're able to draw 2 cards on your turn, which is really good. Self-Awakening is super good because we want to get down to 4 life as quick as possible. Your auto on this side, whenever you're when your opponent has 1 or more energy, which I thought's kind of a weird wording, but whenever your opponent activates an extra card, you draw a card, which is super good because that can be on your opponent's turn or your turn. If they like Sensu Bean or anything else like that, they negate on your turn, you draw. But then at 4 life, you restand 2, and on this side, Gotenks draws a card. And then he has 2 autos now. The one's kind of the same thing. Whenever they activate an extra card, you draw. And then you can tap one of your opponent's battle cards. So if they decide to bean, you can tap one of your opponent's battle cards before they attack with it. It's really good. You can tap down secret rares. So like if your opponent has like the SS4 Vegeta, they swing with it. Let's say they bean or something, they do something, and then you can activate this ability and then put it in rest mode, so then it doesn't get its other 2 attacks. Pretty strong. Then second auto, whenever you activate Union Fusion, this card gets 5k in crit. This is going to be an ability that's going to be really useful in the future whenever they bring out more Gotenks, more Gogeta fusions, because it just says Union Fusion. So as long as it is a keyword skill that says Union Fusion, this ability will activate, giving you 5k and crit. So going here into the deck, we do run some Self-Awakeners because we do want to get the 4 life as quick as possible. So we run 2 of the Super Saiyan 3 Gokus. They give you, you take life, it gets double strike. And then we run 2 of the new Gokus that give 10k and crit. I run a split, not gonna lie, because they are foil. both sets are foil. But it's just kind of cool. You know, the deck has double strikers and crits. So just kind of having a balance is nice. Sometimes you don't want to give them, 2 life. Sometimes you want to aggro them down, so you have that sort of option in between to use either one. We run 2 Universe 9 Assemble, one of my favorite cards if you've watched a lot of my yellow decks. I think it is a pseudo Great Ape. I think it actually has more value than Great Ape at times, and it is a very good alternative to spending that much money on a card, because this card is an activate main or activate battle, draw 2. And then if all your opponent's energy is in rest mode, you get to choose a Universe 9 card with 2 or less cost, play it from your deck. This is really, really good. We have 5 targets in this deck, 3 of which are the Basils. So if you think about it, if you use the Universe 9, you draw 2 cards, play this, then you draw another card. And then you can only have 1 copy of this card in your battle area. I don't know why they just didn't give it unique. Maybe they just didn't think about it when they printed it. But then its activate main is your opponent has 5 or more cards in rest mode. That could be field cards, leader, unison, battle cards, energy, doesn't matter. This card gets 15k in dual attack. This card is amazing for removing unisons. For 1 energy, you can just activate main and then just swing twice at a unison, get it down in range. It's extremely good, extremely good. And then we run 2 of the Iron Drakes. I took out the Poutines. I was running this... the new Poutine, the sorcerer one, but I felt like I liked having the searchable target off of the Universe 9 Assemble, rather than having to use something to play out the Poutine. But this one, whenever your opponent attacks, you get to choose one of their energy and switch it to rest mode. So you get to just tap energy, which is just fantastic. Also a 15k swing. so you can be a little aggro with it as well. And when you're aggro with this, if they decide to negate or do something, then you can use your leader ability to draw a card, and you know, now you're tapping down battle cards, and you can do a bunch of other stuff with it. Our Unison of choice is going to be the Gogeta. We run 4 of the Gogeta. This card is good. I haven't found a really good way yet to use the activate main. I've only played it a few times. The main matchup I played against so far was Invoker, which is just a great matchup when it comes to drawing. But they don't really tap a lot of energy, and they have Senzu Bean and Beer super combos, so the -4 doesn't really work against them, but I can see how it could be useful. So this card's permanent. When all of your energy in rest mode, your leader gets 5k if it is a mono yellow leader, which ours is. So we can feel free to tap out, and then we just gain a free Senzu Bean on our opponent's turn. And once per turn, whenever your opponent activates an extra card, this card gains a marker. So not only does your leader draw and tap something, you also can activate a marker from this. Your +1 is you drop 2 yellow cards and you draw 2. So you just kind of get the you know, cycle through your deck to get the cards that you really, really want. Then the activate main for 4, during your opponent's next charge phase, they can only switch to 2 energy to active modes. This is really good later on in the game. You know, you smack this down for 4, or if you have more than 4 markers on it, you can just activate it, and you have to be careful because they can use Senzu Bean on your turn to still restand energy. So it's really weird. You have to be very cognizant of when you're doing this. So you want to use this at the very end of your turn. If they have no energy open, you just activate main. Cool. Now they can only restand 2, and if they have Senzu Bean, they have to use it offensively, which will end up taking resources out of their hand. So we run 3 Vegeta Unison counterplays. If you have a leader, if you have a yellow Unison with 2 or more markers on it, the card comes out for free. It's a free blocker that taps down a card. As long as it doesn't have deflect, this card will come into play, tap it down, and now you have another 14k blocker on the board. We run 1 of the Balma Unison counterplays. If you have a Unison in play, this is a 1-drop. If battle card being played is 2 or less, it has the skills negated for the turn before being played. Then you play this card. So Topo, you can play this, and then it removes its auto ability. Kakunsa, same thing. It also works on the Dragon Balls. So if your opponent, if they're playing Shinra and they throw down one of their Dark Dragon Balls, you actually can play this, and it negates the skills for the turn because it's permanent, is not in effect yet. That is correct. So you can stop that ball from having its draw ability, being able to play out, you know, drag on the top of it. Just kind of a funny thing. Not super strong, obviously, but it's a pretty interesting ability. And then we have 1 Swift Retaliation Cooler, just for if we're going for game, we need to counter to stop something. When they activate that counter, you will draw for your ability, but then you use this, and then you'll draw for this, and then you'll negate that ability. And then if you have 6 or more cards in rest mode, you get to draw another one. 4 Zamasu super combos, and for the Bojacks, those are the only multicolored we run in the deck. Gives us the ability to tap down cards, give us another blocker, tap down another card, and make them mill a little bit. 2 Vegeta Final Flashes. This is great. You choose one of your opponent's battle cards and ignoring barrier, and negate all of its skills for the turn. Super good ability. As I'm thinking about it, I probably will end up adding these to the deck instead. Release from Evil. Just because it does almost the same exact thing. It's not, you can't use it offensively, but it also is a free version of it that you can use. So this is something that I think I'm just gonna throw in the deck because I have a few spaces, so we probably just throw 2 of these in there. But also this is a 15k combo as well, so helps you push for game or be able to play defense a little bit better. 2 Nimbai for defensive purposes. 2 Time Magic. Those are the only negates that we run in the deck. I think 4 is plenty. 1 Pan the Earnest. It's helpful if I don't see the other fusion target. So if I have a Gotenks but no Trunks, I can use it to search. If I have the Trunks but not the Gotenks, or if I have both but I don't have any Gotenks, I mean, I have a Goten in the Trunks, but no Gotenks. I can use it to search out. If you take 2 cards, you can look up to 2 yellow cards. So you can you search top 5, take 2. If you take 2, you discard 1. If you take 1, you don't. You just draw the 1. But This is helpful because it does allow you to search out, you know, the main win portion of your deck. And I only run one because we run so many Gotenks, Gotens, and Trunks. We're gonna always see one, but this is just an emergency if we don't see it. All right, so now we get into the Gotenks package. So we have for the Trunks, the Flash of Brilliance, and 4 of the Goten Flash of Brilliance. These cards, if you put them in the drop area, you can take a card from your hand, a yellow card, put it in the drop, and take this card back out. So if you have dead cards in your hand, you can just drop it, add this card to your hand, and you can't activate it on copies of this card for the turn. So you can't do 2 Trunkses in the same turn, but you can do 1 Trunks and 1 Goten because they are different cards. 2 of the Eagers. We run a 2-2 split of the Eagers. This is in case we don't see the Flash of Brilliance or we don't see the other one. So if we have two Gotens in hand but no Trunkses, we can drop this and search our deck for a Trunks and then shuffle. So it just gives us the other option. Also, this is a great target if you already have the Flashes in your hand. You can use this as a target for your Gogeta Unison and just drop them, or just use the Flashes, drop them, and then later on, just if you have an extra one of these, just pitch it and grab the Flash. Again, with the 2-2 split, we run 2 of the crits, 2 of the double strikes. The crit and the double strike both come out for 2, both 20k. One's just double strike, one's crit. The crit, overwhelming might, when you play it, you negate one of your opponent's battle card skills for the turn, and you draw one. And then the double strike, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, KO it, and then draw a card. So you draw them both. This one negates skills. This one will KO stuff in rest mode. They both have the ability to be bottom decked, and then you choose a Sun Goten and Trunks from your drop, add them to your hand. So if I have, let's say I have both of these in hand, or I have 2 copies of the same card in hand. Let's say I play this, draw, do my effect, swing, get the attack in. I have 2 energy. I can bottom deck this, take that Goten and Trunks card that I just used, and then play either the same one out if I have it in my hand, or a different one, since they're both 2 energy. So it just allows you to be really, really aggressive while not really sacrificing your hand, because you're just able to get those fusion targets back. Now, obviously, if they KO it, you don't get the effects. That's kind of a little eh. But as long as it sticks, then you can activate the main and take the cards back. Then the big boy, we run 4 of the 7-drop. This card's really good. So you play it, draw 2. And then you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, negated skills, and then KO it. This card is really good against Shinran. Obviously, the card has to be in rest mode, but with the deck, we can probably put it in rest mode pretty easily, or just any card in rest mode, as long as it has, if it has barrier or doesn't have barrier, doesn't matter, it's dead. Then when this card comes down, it is double attack, double strike, dual attack, which also, when playing in any of these fusions, this gives your leader 5k and crit for the turn. So it just allows you to just add way, way, way more pressure than what you thought you could. And then 1 smoke, just as an end game. You can use Gogeta as well. I think smoke helps out the deck a little bit more, since our decks can be pretty, our drops can be pretty big. We want to still be able to play battle cards out. So yeah, this is what I got so far. Make sure you guys comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the Gotenks deck, and like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.